There's a concept I believe in. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
Who do you need? What do you need?
Yeah.
You know, and how do you manage the whole thing? Because, you know, some people think that this whole thing of, in quote, work-life balance, you know, is set. You achieve the balance and then you set it. It's not set. It's dynamic.
Exactly.
It's
always
fluid. It's always moving.
And at the end of the day, we're all here for a reason. If we don't fulfill that, then what's life?
Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. Yay! I'm so excited to have you join us today. How are you doing? Okay, this is going to be a very interesting episode, so I will ask you now to get your friends, your loved ones, like my husband would say, even your enemies, your haters, in quotes, get everyone to join this show because there's so much we're going to learn from today's episode. You know, on this show, we bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your lives and in your relationships. My name is Anietie Bature. I'm a relationship coach, a singer, a songwriter, an engineer, the wife of Kingsley Bature, and the mother of his children.
Yes.
All right, and I'm happy to have him with us in the studio today.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Common Sense for Relationship.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if you're getting my vibe. It's my new flow for the season. You know, and I'm keeping in touch with my inner self.
Your younger self.
Okay, don't let me. I'm just running my mouth. Really, somebody saw. I posted a picture of my new look, and then somebody said, "Oh, you are really doing a lot with this AI thing." I told them, no, it's not AI. It's my new look. Anyway, yeah. And they said I shaved off some years. So, okay, if that's the case, in that case, I'll take it as a compliment. Right? So, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you guys are here. And somehow, I'm keeping in touch with the topic for today.
Which is evolution, right?
Evolve, not explain. This is me.
But you have to explain to a lot of people. And anyway, what I have to say to you guys, ladies, all the married women out there, what I have to say to you is, get AI on your side, though. Because when you talk, you sing, you explain,
tire.
You need a haircut. You need to, and they're not answering you. Then they now happen to walk through the streets of AI, and AI presents them with a new look. So on this particular occasion, let AI be part of your arsenal, women. I know.
Well, but you know that my own AI is a lady.
If you like, call it Sarah, call it Binta, call it Matilda, anything. As long as the mission is accomplished.
You are encouraging competition. Women are going. My AI is going to be competing with some people's wives. Is that the encouragement you're giving?
Are you trying to make them afraid? See, everything is a tool. Use it well. Use the AI well. Maybe at least this one you went by yourself. Maybe what I should have done that been to take your picture and say, AI, give me a version. No, I'm gonna say, how do you like this look? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and now I would like to introduce our special guest for this episode. Her name is Sophia. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here.
So drop
we are really excited to have her on the show today. And please, while you're I'll just hold this while you're
dropping the CV.
So please go ahead.
Okay. I don't know about CV, but all right. My name is Sophia Ozia. I am fundamentally a data analyst that is now an author, that is now a career coach, life coach.
Okay. Clock it. In case you don't, she's also a licensed
I'm
career
an
coach.
associate practitioner
Yes.
of family systems engineering.
Clock it.
Yeah, so that's it really about me. And I'm so happy to be here. And the topic for today, when I saw it, I was like, this is describing me. This is really describing me. So
Yeah.
I'm here
And
for
that's
it.
why we're so happy that she's here today. And this book I'm holding up because she says she's now an author. In case you're thinking it's she wrote 2 pages or 3 pages and put a cover page. No. Can you see how thick this thing is?
Yes.
Can you say?
And it's not just ebook. It's not just ebook. It's a hard copy print. It takes some resourcing to get in there.
So first of all, congratulations to you, Sophia, for this
you.
milestone. I'm sure this is the first of many.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think there's one coming sometime soon on data analysis because you're a data person, so I can imagine there's a lot to share in that space as well. So everyone, please look out for this book. And is there a link for people to purchase?
Yes. So you can buy it from any Roving Heights store.
Okay.
You can go on their website if you're in Nigeria. And then you can also get it from my website, sophiaowozia.com.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll make sure those links are in the description of this video, and you can get them. So while as we're about to dive in, please share the link. Share it. You know they charge. I told you when it reaches the place where they will charge. You see me in my office, I charge. But on this show, it's free. So just share it, and people will get valuable information because we're about to dive into evolve, not explain.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what that is about, the person that you are today is not necessarily, in fact, it's not who you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You know, it's interesting when you look at your pictures of way back. In fact, sometimes you might even be thinking, I'm struggling now. But by the time you can see some of your pictures from way back, you'll be like, hey!
But
like
that our wedding picture, that one that I was wearing that coat. I believe myself in that coat. I'm telling you, I believe me.
Yeah. So we evolve, we grow, we become newer and better versions of ourselves as life goes on, right? And sometimes this person that you are becoming, right, is like a new phenomenon, and then everybody else around and all the systems and all the entities and all the facilities, everything that you used to interact with before, now have to come to terms with who you are becoming. And sometimes it's quite a challenge, which makes some people go into the, okay, let me explain. No, it's not like that, it's not like that, and stuff like that. I mean, one that you often hear of is when, for instance, a lady says, I'm now married, so she doesn't have time for her single friends anymore. Or sometimes she didn't actually outrightly say she does not have time for her single friends anymore. But her single friends just assume that, she's married now. I called, she didn't pick up. Is it because she's married and stuff like that?
And you have to,
and she may want to come and start explaining. No, it's not that. Actually, I was. So evolve, not explain. Let's talk about it. And Sophia, you were sharing earlier that this is really you in quotes.
Yeah.
So would you like to take the first stab at this?
Sure. Okay, so when we say evolve, I want to highlight something here. What that means, if I would share from my own thoughts, is a life transformation. It could either be physically, it could either be in terms of the works of your hand, it could either be entering a new field entirely. And many people go through this and I think it's part of life, because you can't be living life and remain the same from way back. I don't think that's growth. So at every point in time, everybody's growing, and people around you would tend to adjust. But I think what is most important is you don't need permission as long as you know you're on the right track. Someone once said that speed in the wrong direction is disaster. flip it. Speed in the right direction is exponential growth. And at that point, people will get to only understand it after they see you at the end of it. During the journey, just like growth, you know, you plant something in the ground, it's growing, it's coming up. You don't quite understand what's happening underneath. It's not quite clear. You might be forming, changing. You're like, what's going on? But then it doesn't click until when you finally see the whole transformed person. And I'm going to give myself as an example, if you want me to do that now.
Go ahead, please.
So I wrote this book newly. I originally wanted to share a story. So the title of the book is Restoring Everything, Suffering, Satan, Sickness, Stress, Stagnation Took. Now, I started it off to share a story, but then it ended up making me an author, right? And that's a new light in the way people would see me. Now, I knew you don't write a book and keep it in your house. You have to announce it. You have to show it to the world. And one critical place for me where I know that I have a level of influence was LinkedIn.
Okay.
Now, LinkedIn, I wanted to share this book with my LinkedIn family. Now, it's a faith-based book.
Yeah.
And you know, LinkedIn, you have to come correct. It's a professional setting. Yeah. It's not something that, like I thought about it. How do I explain this change? How do I explain it to these people? It was really a concern for me. So I decided to just do something one day. And to be honest, I don't want to go too much into details, but there were steps and occurrences that happened. But one day, I just made that decision. I said, you know what? Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares?
As long as I'm not going in the wrong direction, I'm doing what I know I need to be doing at this time.
Yeah.
And so I put it out. I put it out. And the beautiful thing is, some members of my colleague at work had seen and, you know, gotten to know that I wrote a book. And they posted it in my work channel. I was amazed that, oh, wow, I didn't expect that. So my point is, what you're worried about, people would actually celebrate it without you even knowing.
I just needed to jump in here. You know, where you're talking about the fact that I want to ask, maybe ask it like a question.
Yeah.
Is it possible that a number of times the reason we are so caught up with trying to explain change or trying to explain growth is because we think that it makes us look better when we explain?
Yes.
Is it like self how do I put it? Is it
Self-validation.
Self-validation. Thank you. Do you understand? So is it that most people prefer the validation than the actual evolution?
So, you know, people like to be liked.
That's a good way to put it.
It's a norm.
Yeah.
You always want to be the best in the front of everyone, right? And then when something comes to trigger that, you're a bit skeptical and careful. You don't want to change people's perception of you. Because everyone is a brand. You're selling something, you're showing something.
Whether you know it or not, you're selling something.
So your perception matters. And so when something like this, something major comes to change that, you're a bit careful. And so, and the tricky part is our minds think of others first before us.
But it shouldn't be that way, should it?
It shouldn't. Your why should be your strongest reason.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
An
interesting part is what the expectation is, right? So whether you like it or not, you always hear people talk about focusing on one thing. You know, you can't do everything. You know, they'll say jack of all trade, master of none, and stuff like that. So you find that what you're known for already is one thing.
Yeah.
Right? And when you start to evolve into something else, it's like you're introducing something that is going to make people say, which one again?
Yeah.
You understand? Which one is Sophia doing again? Which one is Mrs. Bature doing again? And stuff like that. So you tend to want to, because of the societal expectation, stick with this one thing. So for instance, if you're known for data, yes, she's the data girl. If you're known for environment and regulatory, yes, she's the E&R lady. If you, do you understand?
So if she's the data girl, why is she going into book?
Or if she's the environmental lady, why is she singing?
Exactly.
Do you understand? So it's like, do you understand? And especially when you're thinking, so if you want to use platforms, professional platforms, just like the one you mentioned, LinkedIn, you know, you want to keep that professional face.
Yeah.
And professional is what is defined in that bucket is career, the structured career, the one you went to university to do. Do you understand? Yeah. Or the one that you acquired on the job.
Yeah.
But all these other things, are just like, so really you struggle with, how do I present this? It's a concern everyone has. I had that at a point. What do I write? Do I write engineer or do I write singer, songwriter, or do I write relationship coach? Or as in, what should I write? Because there are all these expressions.
And it's interesting that this is a challenge. And so the question I want to ask is, who made it so? Whose idea was it that you can only be one thing? I have an experience with some lady. One of the first people that was trying to talk to me about branding, and the lady said something. She said, "You are your brand," and it was so. She was so into this branding, this her brand, that she wouldn't even answer her name. When you call her name, she wouldn't answer. You have to call her brand for her to respond. And as much as I know that branding is, and I'm sure one day, sometime soon, we'll probably get a brand expert on the show, just talk branding. But that thing about you are your brand, and your brand has to be this, and you cannot be anything different. I struggled with it a lot, especially because I know that I have the capacity to do so many things.
Exactly.
So if I am my brand, and my brand is, for example, the best data analyst that exists, that's my brand. It means that if I am going to talk about being a soccer coach, it will be scattering that brand, because they're like in two opposite directions. Do you understand? So it becomes a case of, why do I have to be one thing? Because everybody thinks that that's what I should be. So I'm extrapolating that to bring it to relationships, to bring it to life. Because you find out that sometimes these things that happen in career is just a reflection of how we live our life. There's a concept I believe in. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Sure.
Do you understand? Sure. So you find out that because I have to be straight jacket, I have to be something that I have to be inside one box in my career. When I come into life, you find out that you are trying to be something, and most times it is what people will like you to be, or what people have told you to be. So there is an acculturization of our personalities that is different from our real identities.
Yeah.
No, that sounded good.
You're speaking English. It's good. It's good to go on vacation.
No.
Come back and be speaking
an acculturization of
I think that came out well. But my point is, all of these explanations that we try to make about how we are changing is because of what the culture we have found ourselves that says you are supposed to be like this. If you are like, and that also comes with stereotypes. So if you're a woman and you don't sit like this, you are not a good. You're a loose woman. I don't know if you understand. So these things transcend. So I'm trying to just draw the parallel of how they transcend into so many in the common places of our everyday, without us knowing that, hey, you are living some other person's script. So I would just say, for me, this session is, who is the real you? How do you keep it real?
So, I think about it this way. In the 70s, in the 80s, even in the 90s, you tend to see people maintain one job. They are known for one thing.
Yes, they've been
right?
for 40 years.
But in the 2000s, things have changed. People are no longer just known for one thing. I think businesses, but fundamentally, businesses are known for one thing. It might be an umbrella for sub things, but it's still connected to that mother thing, that main thing. But I think as individuals, we're not made to be one thing, if you ask me. There are many things we're good at. I belong to a community of multi-talented people. And my coach would always say that you should express your gifts.
Yes, you should.
You shouldn't hide anything. However, if you want to make money out of it, then you have to find which one is profitable and stick with it and work with it for a season. And you can do things for a season.
Thank you, Sophia. I'm glad you put that for a season. Because the truth is, every gift and every talent you have can be traded.
Yes.
Let me say that again. Every gift and every talent you have can be traded. It's just that perhaps in one season, this is the one that will sell more.
Yes.
In another, just like fruits. There are some fruits that don't sell in dry season. Some fruits sell in rainy season. And that's how talent is. That's how our talents are. Do you understand? So it's like we have to get people, young people, thinking in such a way that you understand that, hey, growth is my prerogative, but the explanation of it is not necessary. Because we spend so much time, and especially in my faith, I'm Christian, right? Especially in my faith, we spend so much time trying to explain why we are growing. Let me say that a bit differently. Listen, you get to certain points in your journey of life that is not alien to the journey of your faith. But the journey of your faith demands expression in life. At the point you start giving it expression in life, you may become caught up with I am giving my faith expression, but it means I'm not showing up as I used to do in the church or in my religion. I'm not showing up as much as I used to do. But you have taken your faith from the quote unquote household of faith into the kingdom of the world, the marketplace.
And they have two different audiences. So this audience you're serving before is not the same audience you're serving now. So you don't need to explain to the former audience because that's not your focus audience at the moment.
The season has changed.
But then what you will find often is that people demand an explanation. And the explanation may be in the form of, hey, we haven't seen you lately. Where have you been? Or are you even still in this community, or are you still in this church or something? Or did you travel? So there are different ways people tend to ask, where have you been, and how come we're not seeing you anymore? And whether I like it or not, sometimes or a lot of times you will find yourself wanting to explain
and feeling
why you
about it.
It's because this. It's because that. And sometimes even when you have so for instance, maybe I'm doing an online school, these are the lecture hours, these are the assignments, submission, the due dates and stuff. Do you understand? You may want to now start bringing all of that to really demonstrate that there was just cause for not being.
But that's what I was speaking about. That's a culture trying to keep you in a place where you have to keep explaining growth.
I think that you can summarize it by saying, I'm on a different assignment now. I'm in a different season now. In this season, it requires me not to be around as much as I used to before. I don't think you need to give out all of that information.
It's not simple like that, too. Because I've been around the block. And by the block, I mean religious block, social block, community block.
If it's people who in quotes, that at the core they really do not care, and they're just asking for asking sake. You can give them this short answer.
But if,
But if it's people,
accountable
because some
for-
people they really care, they really want to know. In fact, sometimes they are really concerned.
About your
Do you
faith.
understand? They may be
Thinking
thinking that you're
you've
saying away.
dropped off.
Maybe you've gotten offended. Maybe
You've backslidden.
you've backslidden. Maybe something has happened,
Yeah.
and they're trying to check.
Yeah.
So for those kind of people that you know genuinely care, you want to give them a little more than the
Information,
it's a
right?
different season. You want to
Yeah.
let them know, hey, there's something up. It's not like I just woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. But
Yeah.
there are certain demands right now that are calling for this level of attention in a different direction. But the fact is, in that different direction, am I still, in quotes, doing what God wants me to do? Am I still useful in his hands? Am I still being a light where I am right now, or in what I'm doing right now? And you know, you may look down on some of the things that you're doing, some of your experiences. So for instance, talking about LinkedIn, I finally got to the point where I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to somehow wrap everything that I am into this space, right? And express it. So if I get a certificate for something I'm doing in at work or in my career, I post it. If I'm releasing a song, I post
Share
it.
it.
If I had a sisterhood hangout, I post it. If I, so whatever it is, I post it. The only thing I haven't quite brought into that space is like details of family hangouts and because hey, let's leave the people, let's leave the children in their space. Let them do what they want to do with their stuff when it's time, right? But I think everybody is quite aware that I'm a family person, right? So you would think, okay, how's that going to play out? But somebody walks up to you one day and says, hey, I want to talk to you, and you're like, okay, what's up? And then this person is trying to find out. And actually, the way this lady couched the question was interesting, because she said, they have told us that women cannot do all these things.
No way.
Right?
Oh no.
And then she said, but then I saw your profile and I found out that you do this and you do that and you do this other one and you do this one. So she now said, how?
Wow. They've told
Are
us
you
women
doing-
cannot.
How are you doing all of
of
these?
I need to jump in there, but please, I think it will be good if we drag out the juice from that story. I mean, you need to tell us a bit more, but I needed to jump in here to bring this out to say the reason that lady could come to you was because she had seen, she knows your profile in career, but then she has seen your ability to do so many other things. So as life is happening to you, you are evolving and you are becoming something more. You are becoming something different. And she can see that, and that shows she's probably a victim of some culture, a victim of some mindset, a victim of some upbringing.
Yes.
And so the only reason she could come to you is because she's saying, hey, that's a woman like me. But she's doing these things, but they told us we can't. So just imagine if you didn't evolve, or if you didn't show these different sides of you, because you are thinking of how will I explain it to the theater of people that are in LinkedIn.
Exactly. Your evolution gave her permission.
Exactly.
Speak it.
That's it.
Honestly, because what became obvious was the fact that, hey, I mean, I've had this question asked by different people at different times, right? Some will ask us, hey, colleague to colleague, what's going on? How are you able to? Some people just admire the fact that you have a whole other life apart from just coming to the office and going back, So, but this time coming from another lady was quite interesting, So that means if, for instance, she didn't see this profile, she may have just thought, okay, well, maybe this is just how it's going to be. Let me stick with this one thing that I am doing, right? But now we got the opportunity to have a lengthy discussion about what kind of structures you need to put in place to enable you evolve. Right? Who do you need? What do you need? And how do you manage the whole thing? Because some people think that this whole thing of in quote work-life balance, is set. You achieve the balance and then you set it. It's not set, it's dynamic.
Exactly.
It's
always
fluid. It's always moving. So what's
happen.
up today? What's up tomorrow? Which one are we giving priority to now and stuff like that?
That's it.
Who's helping us? Who are support systems? All of those things. So we had this long discussion. It was an interesting one.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, she was like, okay.
So I would pitch something to young people, right? To say, in the process of evolution, and I'm using that word very carefully, process. I would say evolution is a process.
Yeah.
So instead of saying in the process of evolution, I'm saying evolution is a process.
Yes.
So I think as young people, you need to give yourself time. A lot of times it's as if we are competing against the tidal wave of other people's experiences. So social media is a culture on its own,
True.
and it throws up a lot of things, and a lot of young people are swimming against the tides, trying to keep pace with what they are supposed to be according to the pages of social media.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So
And that's because a lot of people show up and try to present like we achieved everything that we have achieved overnight, and we are here and we have everything that we have. Do you understand? So it looks like, wow, she's such a wonderful mother. Oh my gosh, she's a wonderful wife. Wow, she's a wonderful coach. Oh, she's a wonderful career person.
Yeah.
Wow, she's very rich. Wow, she's no. You may be seeing this person at a point. It's a snapshot.
It's a snapshot.
Yeah.
But you have not seen the
ups
do
and
you understand?
downs,
So like I was explaining to this lady, I said there was a time when it was childbearing years
yes.
and child care, serious care,
Focus
nurturing
on that.
years.
Yeah.
During that period, if they brought a career opportunity,
I
you
didn't
said,
think
I'm
you-
sorry, I
because
can't
I
take
know
this
you-
one right
yes.
now
Exactly.
because
That's a season. You're
That's
do you
a
understand?
season.
And it will look in that season like, oh my goodness, you lost. You're not going higher like other people. But what was important at that point was these children being raised right, being nurtured, being cared for to the point where they can start to do a lot more things by themselves and they don't need you so much. Then you can now say, okay, where's the next opportunity?
Exactly.
Do you understand? So at some point it may look like you're losing in career, but you're doing great for family.
Yeah.
When family is okay, they can pick up their boxes, they can pack their lunch, they can take care of themselves. Do you understand? Then you can now focus on this and
something else,
do you understand? So
I remember last week I took a break and I was off work and I posted something on my status. And then somebody responded to me and said, how is it that some people can just have everything? All I could respond to that was laugh. I was like, why would you say that? So just because something I posted, you were like, how can some people just have everything? And I'm thinking to myself, you really think I do have everything? I said, what? She said, and the person responded and said, really? On a Monday morning, this is your view? Life is not fair. but it was a good laugh.
But you didn't arrive there in one day. That's the thing. So people always want to.
Yeah, I didn't arrive there one day, and I don't have that view every Monday morning.
Exactly. True.
Do you understand? But the point is, so we had a good laugh. It was but the point is sometimes what you see, like she said, is a snapshot of somebody's existence.
True.
in fact, it's just like the Proverbs 31 woman. Sometimes people say, are you a Proverbs 31 woman? And then you look at all the things that this Proverbs 31 woman does, right? And then somebody's like, wow. Another person came and said, See, they told you that woman's lifetime.
Exactly.
They told you all the different things that she has
Exactly,
done
sure.
over the course of her life, but they put it in one verse.
Exactly.
And you assumed that she did all of those in the same season of her life.
Season of her
And
life.
that
Come
is
on.
ongoing.
That's unfair.
Absolutely not.
No, it's
You understand? So
it's really
one person may choose, hey, it's career first, let's build that, then we now focus on family.
Yeah.
Another person may say, okay, let's do family and let's do career, but we'll manage it where they can coexist and grow together.
And what it
Do you
will mean is
understand?
for every decision you take, there are consequences.
Yes, of course.
You are going
Win
to quote
some,
and unquote,
lose some.
yes, you're going to lose some things at some time, and that's what people have to understand, especially young people, especially singles. And I was going to bring that back, to you, and to speak a bit from your book. You speak about rest, right? That's the title of your book.
Yeah.
You speak about rest. I think sometimes young people need to just calm down.
So this is the thing. You are not showing off. You are living life on your own terms.
Exactly.
On your own journey, not based off of another person. Other people could be models. They could give you guidance and all of that.
Yes.
But doing multiple things is not because you just want to get busy. Absolutely not. You would weary out.
Yeah.
Right? And so you take what you can per season while considering your health and your earth vessel.
Yeah.
That is so
Your
important.
earth vessel.
Yeah.
Because if this earth vessel breaks down, you can't do all the multiple things you want to do. And I had to learn it. So I was doing my master's program. It was virtually, and I was doing it for 2 years. In that season, our work was crazy that season. I couldn't combine it with saying I want to do this book.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I tried at some point, but it just didn't.
It didn't work.
It wasn't working. I said, let me just finish. So I finished that, had time, then I focused on this.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted to talk a little more on the explanation bit. So when we say don't explain, we don't necessarily mean throw caution to the wind. I just want to put a bit of balance. I think that you can explain to people you are accountable to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important. People you respect, people that are important in your life.
Yeah.
But explaining to the world should not be the reason why you shouldn't do what you said you would do.
Come on.
That's what I mean to put out.
Explaining to the world should not be the reason why you shouldn't do what you're supposed to do, because I have this perspective, and I learned it from the pages of the Bible. If there's anything that you have, or you have been given, or you have been gifted with, and you do not maximize it and serve it to the world, it's wickedness.
Sure.
Let me say it slowly. It is wickedness. Somebody, I mentor a group of mentors, right? And I was mentoring one particular group, and during that session, the lady is a coach, and she said something to me, and she asked the question, and the question was, this thing that we are doing, I do not feel comfortable sharing this. I do not feel comfortable engaging people with this truth. I said, but you are a wonderful coach, right? You are a wonderful coach, because I see the things that you speak when we are in private. But she says, I'm too shy to engage people, and sometimes I even know what they need to do, but what's my own? Do you understand? Now, at that point, I told her, you are wicked, and it stopped the class.
Obviously.
Do you understand? It stopped the class, and she could not understand. She could not comprehend why I said you are wicked. So I took her to that place in the Bible where they said someone was given one talent, and the guy took the talent and buried it in the ground. When he buried the talent in the ground, when the master came back, he came and said, "Oh, your talent that you gave me, I
kept it nice and clean.
Safe. I buried it in the ground." And the master told him, "You are wicked. The least that you should have done is gain an interest from the bank.
Yeah.
The world is our bank.
That's
Every day we wake up and we do transaction with the world.
Exactly.
And it is that transaction that brings us interest. Either the interest is in funding, the interest is in influence,
Yeah.
the interest is in relationships, the interest is in. So every day we are trading. That's why she said every day you are a brand, you are selling something.
Yeah.
I met a young lady recently. I met a young lady when I was in Kenya. I met a young lady and we just got off talking. And I said, everybody is selling something. She said, that's not true. What am I selling? I said, you tell me. So the idea is like, oh, maybe because I say everybody's selling something, maybe you are prostituting. No. I said, no, everybody's selling something.
Yeah.
And that was what got us into a conversation. So the truth is, every day you wake up, you are selling something.
Yeah.
But you need to trade with your inherent gifts to engage and influence the world.
Yeah.
So if you allow the unavailability of explanation to keep you unproductive,
Yeah.
then you are of all men most miserable.
Yeah. And there's one thing I'm most worried or scared about, which is I don't want to, at the end of my life, realize I could have been something.
Oh.
And I never
I
was.
never got it.
Yeah. There was one time I had a dream, very weird dream like this. All of my talents were literally chasing me.
You were right there.
I'm telling you. Then I woke up, I'm like, no, I must do things with everything that I've been blessed with.
Yeah.
Because I know that some people have, like you said, the talent.
Yeah.
I know that I have so many
funny.
things I've been blessed with. And it's just amazing. And sometimes it can feel like a curse because you want to do, you want to do this, you want to do that. But one thing I've learned actually is once you show up in the world with one, all of those other ones will show up subtly.
Yes.
Right? So I'll give an example. During the period of where I had to launch this book, I had to do voiceovers. I'm good at voiceovers, right? I had to do graphics. I'm good at graphics.
Okay.
I had to do, what else again? Writing, captions, all of that. I'm good at writing. So my point is, each of your other skills, talent, would come to play in that one thing you're expressing at that season.
Yeah.
And the beautiful part is if you capture the evolution of those other subtle talents, they also, you can find a season where they also come to the fore.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just like someone surprised me the other day. I was having a conversation with the person. I was like, so I was saying, hey, like for instance, what did you know me for in Eket? And I was expecting to say music.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, life coach. I'm like, life coach for music. You were in the choir, right? So I was your choir leader.
Yeah.
How did you see life coach?
Yeah, imagine.
Of course, in the process of
Exactly.
doing rehearsals,
And then giving
I would have one, just like opening remarks or something. Obviously, I was dropping.
Pearls.
Yes,
Pearls of
that
wisdom.
made this person see me more as a life coach than as a music
musician,
person.
yeah.
Do you understand? So I was like, okay, that was interesting. But at that time in my life, the whole relationship coach and stuff was just beginning to find expression, right? Yeah, I was beginning to bud. I think that's the way to put it, because I mean,
Amazing.
I hadn't yet written husband material, but I was blogging every Saturday at that time. So yes, so I think the different expressions are there. My encouragement to everyone would just be, do you, as they say, express what gift God has given you, and you will notice a number of those things because you have some kind of zeal about them, a passion to do those things. So, which is one of the things I told this lady: don't go and start saying, I want to do everything. Then you now go and start doing things that you have no passion for, you are not interested in. It feels like a weight, a burden. No. The extras should be things you're passionate about, that you can do them and you're not stressed. You feel like, yes, in fact, I'm even refreshed in the process of doing them. Like I tell my husband, the one place I can be in and forget, lose track of time is in a studio. Do you understand? I could just keep going.
Yeah.
I could forget that I have not eaten, because at that point, hey, it's music we're creating
Sure.
and it's beautiful, right? So it doesn't feel like work. But somebody else will say, how do you get to do all these songs? As if, hey, I can't imagine. But for me, it's like, oh,
Just having
it's
fun.
just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's do all that we are able to do. Let's feel free to evolve and emerge and to express the different gifts, callings, graces, abilities, and all of that. And while we're at it, I think our focus should be on hearing that final thing I always say. When God says, well done, thou good and faithful servant, enter into my rest. Very important.
Very important.
That should be our the major driver, and not what will people think, what people say, are they happy, are they not happy.
And my own encouragement will come to even the younger people, the singles in our network and everything, to just see, hey, understand that everything follows times and seasons. I mean, it's time and seasons, really. Some people are in the off season of their life in certain places. Sometimes there's a down season. And sometimes when it's the down season, you may not see them. You only see them when it's in the up and up.
Yeah.
So quit comparing yourself with anyone. It doesn't solve any problem.
Sure.
Quit looking for validations from outside. It does not solve any problem. Instead, it creates more. Because the truth is, you may hold someone. There's this saying that they say, never meet your stars or never meet your idols. Because you may hold someone in such high esteem, and then the day that you meet them, they don't hold you in equal esteem.
Yeah.
And
You'll be so disappointed.
yes, you're so disappointed. They treat you like forgive my friend. They treat you like trash, right? Do you understand? And everything just comes crumbling down. So let your validation come from within. Let it come from being real, being who you really are. As in, I said this to someone. I said, you need to become comfortable with yourself. A lot of people are not comfortable with themselves. They cannot sit down alone in a room, quiet, silent, with their thoughts, present with themselves. It's difficult for this generation, but you need to become that comfortable with you. Just sit down in the room, put off the music, put off the worship, put off the
Silence.
just put everything off and be comfortable with yourself. Sit down with your thoughts. That is really hard work, but that's the homework that I would give someone out there. Why? Because you begin to get real and understand that a lot of the things that are your validations are really not what should validate you. It needs to come from that inner witness, that consciousness that there is more about you. You may not be it now, but you are on a journey.
Definitely.
The journey concept is very key. So yes, life is happening to all of us. In fact, Nigeria may be happening to you, right?
Please, somebody say even Canada will happen to you.
Even Canada will happen to you.
Germany will happen to you. People should leave Nigeria alone.
So whatever it is, but it is that inner peace that helps you navigate the tidal storms of life and its realities, right? So Sophia, a final word,
So I wanted to say that in my book, it's about a young girl that evolved from, I don't even know where to start from, but pretty much from being a young girl into adulthood. And then it talks about the life challenges that she went through and how, God helped her gain restoration. But one thing I want to say is, throughout your evolution process, you might be hurt. You would experience challenge. It won't be all rosy.
No, it's not.
No. But keep at it, because your end goal is what is most important. And at the end of the day, we're all here for a reason. If we don't fulfill that, then what's life?
Waiting you gain.
Exactly. What's life? Another thing I'd like to say is keep your friends closer. So throughout your evolution journey, be accountable to someone. Don't just go on a tangent. If you have a mentor, have conversations with your mentor. Just someone to keep you in check, just to be sure that you're on the right path. I think that's really important, because some people will be like, oh, who cares? Oh no, yes, nobody cares, but the people that matters to you cares. And sometimes even your mentors might not have seen you in a certain light. If you're especially when you're exploring something new, they're like, okay, are you sure it's the right thing? But if you're convinced within and you have that clarity, I think you should go for it. But
okay, yeah, finish.
yeah, but ultimately, please evolve and don't limit your growth. Ultimately,
Yeah.
What I was going to add at that end is to please understand that failing does not make you a failure.
yes, certainly.
On this journey, like she said, it's not always going to be rosy. You are going to try some things and fail. What's important is, what did you learn from that experience?
Yes, yes.
So that you failed at something doesn't even mean that it's not your thing. No, it just means you didn't know how to do it.
Yes, exactly.
So it could be your thing, but you don't know how to do it. So it means that what was required was new knowledge.
Yes.
So learn to look at life as a holistic experience.
That's it.
Right? It's a holistic experience. My father would say that no experience is a waste.
Never.
That's what my father used to say. And sometimes the experience looked like a waste. But many years, with the benefit of hindsight, I have proved over and over again that even through the painful, difficult seasons of my life, at the time I was going through them, it was like when they tell you that God has a plan.
There's no plan.
There could not have been any
It's
plan,
not possible.
about this in anybody's mind. You understand?
Yes.
But with the benefit of hindsight, you look
Yeah.
back and say, actually, there is a plan. I might not have liked it, but
Yeah.
there's someone working things out for my good.
And that's the benefit of sitting with
Sitting
yourself
yourself.
and reflecting. You would never
Meditate.
see it
You'll never see it.
unless you reflect. Yeah.
Over to you, buddy.
Okay, I think this has been a very interesting discussion about evolving and becoming the best version of yourself. I think it's not, I think. See, one of the beautiful things about marriage is that you get to watch somebody else evolve
Yeah.
and you can tell their story.
Yeah.
You know, so there was, at the time I met you, Kingsley, the student, there was Kingsley, the pure water seller after fellowship. Wait now. Then there was Kingsley who did his IT in NMPC. There was Kingsley who graduated, worked in a bank, poached by a bank as one of the top students, you know. So there was Kingsley the banker. And then there was Kingsley who lost his job and was trying to find a way
Kingsley the
in
hustler.
life. Serious hustler.
Hustling.
Then there was Kingsley the prayer guy, crack squad and the rest.
Wow.
Yeah. Then there was Kingsley the church boy, because man, at a point his
And anywhere
entire
you find me,
inside, outside, around.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Then
Yeah.
there was Kingsley the businessman beginning to evolve, and then Kingsley this, what should I call you now? Psychologist, coach, counselor, all of these things put together. So there's so much.
Yeah.
And you just, of course, while all of that was happening, Kingsley the father,
Yes.
you know,
True.
the compassionate, the father. Now
Yeah.
my daughter calls him the fixer. Because he just, you can go to mommy for love and affection and all of that, but when you have a problem, call daddy. Do you understand? So, I mean, you just watch all of it's just beautiful. So really, when you say you're getting married to someone, you're signing up to be that person's witness, to watch them grow, to watch them evolve, to sit down and say, see you, like see how far. You know, when they're saying, see how far you brought us, you can really see how far. It's not just, we're not just singing here to be nice. You can see how far. Do you understand? So this is just beautiful. So when you are choosing whoever you want to settle down with, think of what kind of life you are going to be observing,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And for those who are already married and maybe you've been so distracted by stuff, you're not really paying attention to all the evolution that is happening in your spouse's life and in your own life too. This is a call for you to do more of witnessing and observing what's happening and celebrating the progress, the growth, the advancement. Yes. And of course giving thanks to God all through for everything, you know. And for people who may be wondering, what does the future hold? There's a song that says, when you can't trace his hand,
Trust his heart.
trust his
Sure.
heart.
Trust his heart.
Know the
Yes.
Father's heart. He loves you. He wants what's best for you. He wants to prosper you, not to harm you, give you a future filled with hope, bring you to an expected end. So trust him. And we will see you next time on Common Sense for
And you know we
Relationships.
love you too. We
Yes.
love you on this show.
And remember, like we always say, common sense
is
is
not so common.
Come on.
Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you.